Hey there, how's it going? Just wanted to give you guys our update a bit earlier, or a couple of days before April has begun. As you all obviously all know now that we're currently in a 3 days lockdown, wanted to say during this time we'll be working remotely. Any question that you guys have about the property market, pick up the phone, give us a ring. Nothing changes in the way we work. This month, the topic that we want to cover is basically off market versus on market. You know, these days in the media, in social media, I'm sure you constantly keep hearing the word off market sale, off market sale, off market sale. So, you know, the word basically is what it is. An off market sale is when we conduct a transaction between a buyers and sellers without officially going on the market in terms of realestate.com or domain.com. It's all done privately. To be honest with you, the technique has been incredibly successful and have delivered incredible results over the last 12 months, especially when lockdown first happened. That started almost 12 months ago. However, I want to make it very, very clear that our recommendation in the current market, if you are planning to selling, is unless for specific reason, which we'll discuss after this section, is to not go off market. And the reason I say that is the amount of interest, the amount of buyers, the amount of competition that we're getting on each and every property. You are 100%, I believe 100% of the time going to get the best result by going on the market, open it to the market, create competition. And that way, you know without a doubt that when you accept that final offer, it is going to be your absolute best offer. Look, we've honestly have faced properties that we were offered, we were offered X amount prior to going on the market, but owners decided based on our recommendation go on the market, and we end up 20 to 40,000 above that price. So I think, you know what, do not leave any stone unturned. If you are planning to sell, get your property on the market, get it properly. It might cost you $2,500 in marketing for say, but it is worth every cent of that $2,500, for example, to go on the market to ensure that you're getting the best price that the market has to offer. So the next question is that, well, is there an off-market situation that will work in the current market? Yes, the simple answer is yes. So there are a few scenarios where I highly would recommend off-market sale. For example, the one scenario that we find quite often these days is when we meet a seller that is looking to upgrade. However, they're not in a position to get bridging finance and therefore requires to sell their property in order to buy the next property or in terms of subjected to sale. However, for those of you that are out there searching, you know that the market is so competitive and hot that if you put a subjected to sale offer, regardless on the amount that you're putting, the chances of you securing that property is next to none. So what happens in this case that it becomes a bad situation for the sellers, never able to make their upgrade to the next property without taking a risk and selling their property with nowhere to go straight away. So in this case, what we often have done is we step in and ideally try to find an off-market sale with an investor that is wanting to buy the property off-market from the sellers. However, providing them a 12 months rent back at a rent that both parties agrees prior, and allowing the current owners to break that lease with no penalty with 4 weeks notice. This way, the owner of the current property will have the power to make an offer that is not subjected to sale on the next property if they find, but at the same time be able to break the lease without any penalties on this. So in this case, I think this is really, really important that the off-market strategy can work, because it's not necessarily about getting every single cent out there that the market has to offer, but more having that security of being able to transition into your next home. And the other next scenario, which I think works really well, is if your property is tenanted with a long-term lease. So any property that's tenanted with a long-term lease in the current market, the issue that you face is that majority of buyers, let's call it 70%, are homeowners. You probably have a few more investors, probably 30%, which is a big jump compared to almost none 6 months ago. However, what that means is that without having the 70% of homeowners that are able to make offers or wanting to make offers to buy your property, if it has a lease that is generally longer than 3, 6, or 9 months, off-market sale can really work really well to negotiate to ensure that you have the best price, because you're now targeting a specific group in the market, which is investors that are looking to buy your property. While we're at it as well, this is something that I continuously every year remind our investors. If you own an investment property and you are thinking of selling, between 2 to 3 months prior to the end of your lease, please do not renew your lease until you make that final decision whether you're going to sell. And the reason I say that is the moment you renew a lease and make that decision after that you are going on the market, you are potentially gonna be shortchanging yourself of quite a bit of dollars, not being able to sell to homeowners, as well as the property might not be able to be marketed in its best light in terms of the potential of staging it and making it look really, really presentable. And that's what's they're selling properties at crazy prices at the moment. Any question that you guys have, pick up the phone, call me. We are never too far away, and we're here to help, and we'll continuously aim to keep you updated in the current market.